a couple of questions I get always revolve around, um, you know, for example, a title to the property. A lot of people will call about why should I put my house in a, trust or put together an estate plan as opposed to just doing it with the title. Now, I get calls about this all the time. So why do we care about this? Mainly, the reason why you should do an estate plan instead of putting it someone on a title to transfer the property is because the trust, for example, that actually is used as an estate planning tool to transfer that property has more power. It has more protection. And it actually accounts for not only if you pass away, but it also addresses the issue of if you became incapacitated, who can really maneuver the property and handle anything that has to do with it. That's what a trust does, as opposed to title. Title is just a fancy way of saying, I have this piece of paper and I've put my sister on here and she's going to be the owner when I pass away. That might be true, but we don't actually know if that's all that's accounted for in your estate. I mean, your house is one fraction of the things that you probably own. So transferring someone to title does really no justice for what you actually need in the event something happens. So a lot of times it's very recommended, if possible, to try to get something in order. Try to make sure that the house is protected. You could think about putting it in a trust. Super effective, and your family will thank you for it. The reason is because if you put the house in the trust, if you were to pass away, then we already have a plan. The house is already spoken for. You basically left instructions. Also, the same thing happens if you become incapacitated, if you can't make decisions on your own behalf at some point. That's what a living trust does for a house, which adding someone to title doesn't. So there are two different ways to basically handle property, although having an estate plan is the most stronger, the more effective, and long term, the least expensive option, as opposed to just adding someone to title, because adding someone to title, again, does not foresee some of the other legal ramifications that could come up once you're no longer here. So I hope that answers the question, because it is a good question and we get a lot of people calling about that.